Yeah, thank you so much, ma, for that reminder. So, I was saying friendship is a tool in parenting, not the relationship of a steward parent. Friendship is a tool in parenting. It is not the relationship of a steward parent. Okay, so there's a silent struggle many parents never say out loud. You love your child very deeply. You love your child so much. You want them to trust you. You want them to feel safe with you. But somewhere along the line, you begin to wonder, if I correct too much, will I lose their love? If I enforce boundaries, will I push them away? You are wondering. So many parents start adjusting their parenting not based on wisdom, okay? Not based on wisdom, but based on fear of emotional distance. So that's what happened in many parenting. And slowly something shifts in the home. Hello, everyone. I see you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you all so much for coming to join me in today's conversation on today's Parenting Truth. My name is Ruth Ikhabomeh. I am the founder of the Equitable Parents Hub, and you are welcome to our conversation today. You are welcome here, welcome here. So in today's conversation, we are talking about how friendship is a tool in parenting and not a relationship. You hear many parents say things like, oh, you are my friend, I am your best friend, my children are my best friend, my child is my best friend. But today we want to see how that is not correct. Okay, it is a mistake. Even modern parents make that mistake. They feel they want to, because they want to connect with their children, so they do it to the extent of parentifying that child. So there's something they call parentification. You parentify your child because you want them to feel, oh, so you bring all your everything and dump it on your child and tell them, you're my friend, though. You're my friend, that's why I'm telling you this secret. You're my friend, your daddy is a bad man. That's why I'm telling you this secret. Oh, your mother is a bad woman. That's why I'm telling you, you're my friend. So that is parentification. You're parentifying that child. Okay? Friendship is supposed to be a tool for trust, for connection, not a relationship. Your children have their equals out there. You are supposed to be the steward. You are supposed to stay as a steward and not their friend. Okay? So many parents start adjusting their parenting not based on wisdom but based on fear of emotional distance. And slowly something shifts in the home. Correction becomes softer than it should be. Boundaries become negotiable. Authority becomes uncomfortable. So this is what happened in many homes. And what starts as connection quietly becomes confusion. The child becomes confused. Your intention was to have connection. Your intention was that you're going to connect with this child. But now that your connection is turning into confusion. So let me say this clearly. Your child does not need a parent who is only a friend. Your child needs a steward. Your child needs a steward who knows how to live. Your child is looking for somebody to lead them, to guide them. That is what they need, not just another equal, not just another friend. So, but what many parents are struggling with now today, modern parents especially, so that most parents are not struggling because they don't love their children. Many of us, it's not that we don't love our children. No, we love them so much. We are those little bears, those little children that we prayed for, and now we have them. But now we are struggling. Okay, we are struggling to find a balance, trying to avoid becoming too strict. We are trying to avoid trying to become too harsh, trying to avoid becoming too controlling, not emotionally distant. So we now swing to the other extreme. We swing to the other extreme from trying to not to be harsh, not to be difficult, not to be not to be controlling, not to be strict. So now we become overly friendly. You tell your child that you are my best friend, though. I will tell you everything. So you parentify your child. You parentify your child. You tell them things that are not children. They're not age related to your child. Okay, you start telling them, you just dump all your adult issues on them and say, it's because I love you so much. That's why I'm telling you this. Your mother is such a bad woman, your father is such a bad man. No, you are parentifying your child. Your child, there's a limit to friendship. Okay, friendship is not a relationship in parenting. It's supposed to be a tool. Friendship is a tool in parenting, not your relationship. So stop building friendship with your child. Stop building friendship. Stop building friendship as a relationship with your child. It is a tool that you can use for connection, that you can use to build trust, not a relationship. So, and you become, instead of setting boundaries, instead of correcting behavior, instead of enforcing structure, you begin to negotiate instructions. You begin to avoid conflict, over explaining everything, fear that Your child fear your children's reaction, so you refuse to, you don't know what to even discuss with them anymore because you are just scared. You don't even know where to draw the line. And over time, something happens quietly. Okay, something happens quietly. Your child begins to relate to the parents more like a peer than a guide. Your child begins to relate to you more like a peer than a guide. At first, it feels like, oh, we are close, we are just friends, and you are my child is my friend. But later, parents notice reduced respect, resistance to correction. So because you are trying to build connection, you are trying to build bond, tell your child that your children are not your friends, they are your children. You are supposed to remain their parent. Okay? So you tell them, oh, I am your, so, and that builds confusion eventually. Your child begins to wonder because they need you to be their guide, not their peer. You cannot remain on that spot as their peer. So parents notice reduced respect, resistance to correction. They're wondering, who is this person? And they wonder that then this person she's a pretender, she's a this. Why? Because there's no boundary. You have not created the boundary, you have not created structure. And that is why what your child needs you to become. They want you to become a structured parent and not their friend. They have friends out there. But later, parents, you notice emotional imbalance. Emotions are not stable, lack of structure, and then the question comes: why is my child not responding anymore? Because you were trying to create friends out of your children. Your children are not your friend. Friendship is a tool in parenting. It is not a relationship. So stop trying to create friends out of your children. So my children are my best friend. Friends are wicked. I want to make my children my best friend. Your children cannot be your best friend. Your children are your children. You are their parents. So stop parentifying your children. Stop parentifying your children. Rather, use friendship as a tool in your parenting and not a relationship. Don't build your relationship in your parenting as something that as a relationship. No, it is a tool that you use to connect to your children. It's a tool that you use to build build trust in your parenting. Okay, so this is why your children don't respond anymore. Your children don't respond anymore because you have removed that boundary structure from your parenting. Now, for many parents, there's a moment where it becomes clear: I am close to my child, but I have lost influence. You have lost influence as a parent because you are mixing everything up. You are not clear. So that is why you need to be trained as a parent. You need training because there's no clarity. There's now so much confusion. Your child is wondering, okay, is this my peer? Is this my parent? Who are they? Because you are bringing a lot of stuff into your parenting. You are bringing. There's no boundary. There's no structure. Today they are your friends. Tomorrow you are hitting them. Tomorrow you are yelling at them. Next tomorrow you are saying, oh, you are my best friend. Let me tell you what happened at the office today. Let me tell you everything that your father did. Oh, let me tell you. So there's no boundary, there's no structure, and that creates confusion. That creates a lot of confusion. So as a parent, you have to be able to build this boundary so that you can create an influence in your child's life. You can keep creating influence in your child's life. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So you can keep creating boundaries in your child's life instead of just saying, oh, today you are my friend. Tomorrow, then the same you that opened your mouth and called your child, those children, or you want to make your children, you will beat them. Which if you are, let's assume now you are my friend and I beat you. Will you come near me again? In fact, you will even fight me. So that is it. So that is why you cannot influence them. That is why they are confused. That is why your children is confused because you are trying to create a friendship relationship out of your parenting, which is not appropriate, which is not possible. Your friendship is a tool in parenting and not a relationship. So you stop trying to build friendship in your parenting, but rather use it as a tool, use it as a trust bond for you and your child, and not friendship and not a relationship. Because you should go out there and build your relationship. Go out there and let your children build healthy relationship too. Let them start learning how to connect with friends. Let them know boundaries between their friends. So instead of you trying to force friendship out of your children, it is inappropriate because with time it will stop. You will stop influencing them. You will stop having influence on those children. So start building friendship as a tool. Build tools, get equipment. Parenting is about getting equipment. Parenting is not about oh, let me just love on my child. You have good intention, your intentions are very good, you want to be loving. Parenting goes beyond that. So that is why you give your children your gadgets. You buy gadgets for them, you give them, oh, just go and sit down. You give them to babysit them. Parenting is beyond that. Parenting goes beyond that. Parenting is you getting equipment, it's you getting tools, connection tools, wisdom tools to help you to connect, to help you to be wise, to be a wise guide, to be a steward. That is what parenting is about. Parenting is stewardship. Parenting is stewardship. Parenting is not something you do casually. Parenting is service. Parenting is service and not something you do casually. Okay? You tell your child you cannot influence them. So now, because you cannot influence the child questions everything, pushes boundaries, ignores instructions. Why? Because you are trying to do the wrong thing. You are trying to create friendship out of you are trying to create friendship out of your children, which is inappropriate. Okay, it's inappropriate. What you need to do instead is to use friendship as a tool. So that is why you need tools, you need equipment. That is why you need to be trained as a steward. Nobody just serves like that. Oh, come as you are, become a parent as you are. Okay, no. You cannot become a parent as you are and remain like that. You have to grow. You have to grow in this parenting journey. Yes, don't become a parent. Okay, just come as you are, become a parent as you are, and then you are just going like that. Parenting deserves your growth. Parenting needs your growth. So don't do come as you are, stay as you are. You cannot stay as you are. You cannot stay as you are. Parenting deserves much more than that. How old are you? How old do you think I am? Tell me in the comment section, how old do you think I am? I would like to know where you are watching me from. If you are here with me on this live stream, I would like to know where you are watching me from. And I want you to subscribe to this channel and then share these classes, because many parents are struggling out there. They're trying to find boundaries. They're trying to build, that they don't know how to do this stuff. And then there are information out there. There's transformation out here. There is lots of transformation out here. So share these classes with your friends. Share it with your parents, okay? Said hi. Yes, hi too. So I need you to tell me, how old do you think I am? So your child pushes boundaries, they question everything, they ignore instructions, they become emotionally reactive. Why? Because you are trying to do the wrong thing and the parents feel stuck. You feel stuck because you don't know what to do that made you, what it is that made that connection, that made the disconnection. Okay? So I don't know what to lose connection. I don't want to lose, but also I need to regain authority. So, but without the authority, you cannot influence your child. Without authority, you will keep struggling. You are trying to build friendship, but the friendship you are not influencing your children. So, and parenting is about influence. Parenting is your ability to be able to influence your child. Your ability to be able to be steward their destiny. That is what parenting is about. Stewardship, stewarding the destinies of your children. So stop, today you are okay, tomorrow you will beat them like cows. You will beat your children like cows, or you will feel you are the one that made are you not the one that caused it? Are you not the one that caused it? You are trying to parentifying your children. Stop that, okay? Stop parentifying your children. Go out there and build a healthy relationship. Build friendship with your friends, with adults like you, and stop telling your children, you are my best friend. All of you are my best friends. But when you are angry, when you get frustrated, when you get triggered, you will pour out all your frustration on them and beat them like cows, beat them like dogs and goats. And yet you say they are your best friend. They are not your friends. Your friendship is a tool in parenting. That is why you cannot influence your children. That is why they are confused. That is why they are confused. How old do you think I am? So now you are trying to regain authority. You are trying to become influenced. Oh, now your teenager is not listening anymore. They don't stay at home. You tell them to do stuff. They don't do it anymore. Why? Because you have lost authority. You have lost the influence, authority of your children. So that tension becomes exhausting. That tension becomes exhausting. And this becomes the breaking point when parents realize that friendship alone cannot raise a grounded child. Friendship alone cannot raise a grounded child. Then what raises a grounded child? Okay, so I said friendship is supposed to be a tool in parenting and not just relationship. Go out there and build relationship with your friends and stop trying to make your children your friends. Say, oh, all of you are my best friend in this house. Come, let me tell you what happened in my office today. And my boss, see what my boss did. And see what my colleague did. Oh, all your relationship. Come, let me gist you. Your daddy is such a bad man. Oh, your mother is such and you just start telling your children in an inappropriate age conversation, you start relating it to them. But that is not steward parenting. That is not steward. A steward parent understands that friendship is not the relationship. A steward parent understands that friendship is not the relationship, but it's a tool inside the relationship. Parenting is a relationship, and in that relationship, in that parenting relationship, there are many tools that will make your parenting grounded, especially in this age and time. You need tools, you need equipment, you need to be trained. We need a lot of training. Parents need a lot of training. That is why you need to reparent yourself. So stop telling yourself that, oh, you are fine, you're okay. You are not. You need to reparent yourself. You need healing. Parenting has to do with healing. If not, you will keep leading on this stuff, on these children. Parenting has to do with healing. Okay? So there are many tools that you need in your parenting. So many tools. You need a lot of tools. You need connection tools. You need attachment tools. You need boundary tools. You need to know how to use friendship as a tool and stop thinking, oh, friendship is a relationship. Let me just relate to my child. Friendship goes far beyond that. A steward parent is not cold. So we are not saying, oh, because you are now a steward parent, you will suddenly become cold. You will not relate to them anymore. You will not build on connection. No, these are tools. These are tools you need in your relationship, okay? So it is a tool inside the relationship. So let that sit in. A steward parent is not cold. A steward parent is not a distant parent. It's not distant. A steward parent is warm. Is warm. Is emotionally present. Is approachable and is connected. So this is how you are able to use these tools in your parenting, but still rooted in structure. They use friendship to build trust. A steward parent use friendship to build trust. Use friendship to build open communication. Use friendship to teach, to guide. Use friendship to teach. It's just a tool. It is not a relationship. Okay, you will remain the parent. You were a parent when you had them, and you remain the parent. So you're supposed to be a guide. You're supposed to be the parent. You're supposed to be the adult in the relationship, and not that because you are frustrated, you say, okay, let me become like you. Let me yell. Let me hit you. Let me treat you like an animal. All this childish stuff. Parenting goes far beyond that. Okay, but steward use friendship as something that is rooted in structure. Use friendship as a root in structure. They use friendship to build trust, to open communication, reduce fear, to teach skills. To teach skills, to encourage honesty. That is what friendship is used for. Friendship is used for teaching. It is used for teaching. So, but they never replace leadership with friendship. Steward parents never replace leadership with friendship. Because children still need boundaries. Your children still need boundaries. They still need correction. They still need guidance. Your children still need boundaries, correction, and guidance. They still need your connection. So it's not because you are trying to connect with your children. Say, okay, let it just slide. I don't want conflict. I don't want disagreement. So I don't want to tell them the stuff I don't want anything that will cause problem in our relationship. So please just do what you like. You become permissive. You become a permissive parent. So let them just be fine. Really? That is not the duty of a steward. So that is why you need to be trained as a steward. A steward is someone that is trained. Steward parenting it takes training, takes coaching, because you cannot see your blind spots. You cannot see your blind spots. You need to be in a system where you learn how these stuffs work, where you learn how to, because you keep telling yourself you are fine, yet your children are struggling. You are struggling to connect, you are struggling to bond with your children, and you tell yourself that you are okay. That is not true. You are not okay. It is not all right. It is not all right to keep to be creating confusion in your children. It is not all right to do that. It's not all right to be today you are okay, tomorrow you are not okay. It is not all right. Okay, it is a growth. Parenting is a growth journey. Stewardship is something that you get trained in. So we have a system, we have a structure that has been built for this. The Steward Tribals program is something that has been built for this. So we have a 12 weeks accelerator program, Steward Tribals accelerator program, just for 12 weeks. After that 12-week program, you would testify, you would give review to the transformation that happened. Okay, because children still need your boundaries, they still need correction, they still need your connection, they need your teaching, they need your guidance. Children need all of this stuff, because without structure, without emotional safety, through authority, your children will keep being confused, they will keep doubting themselves. They will be unsure of their identity, unsure of who they are, because you are erratic, you are chaotic. Your home is chaotic, everybody everybody is shouting. So a steward parent is a parent that builds all of this. A steward parent is someone that can laugh with their child, talk freely with their child, but still say no without guilt. Still say no. No, you cannot on the television. No, you cannot touch. That's why you need to be trained. You need to learn how to do these stuff. Okay? You need to learn how to do this stuff, because steward parenting is about your ability to say no without feeling guilty. With your ability to say no without feeling guilty. So many of us, because we don't want, you are today, you say, you will beat, and then you will hit, and tomorrow you are calm, you become permissive. We just go and watch now. I will give you only 30 minutes, so just watch and give me back my phone. Parenting is about stewardship. Stewardship is a trained journey. You train to do this journey. You need to be in a curated system. You need to be in a community of parents who are thinking like you, parents who can hold your hands, an accountability system. Okay? But you can still still enforce consequences without anger. So those are what a steward parent should be doing. You enforce consequences without anger. You can just say no, that would happen. And you don't need to be shouting, hey, where is the belt? Hey, bring my koboko. Hey, bring that. I will give you marks today. You don't need all of that. You don't need all of that to be able to enforce consequences. You can be calm, you can be peaceful, you can be kind, and then still enforce consequences, because that's what this life is about. All actions have consequences. So your children should be able to know that every action has consequences. So you don't need to be angry to enforce them. Life does not get angry to enforce their consequences. So you too should learn how to build on your calm. Build on your calm, okay? And still lead without fear. And still be able to lead your parenting without fear. And when this shift happens, your home becomes peaceful, your home becomes calm. It changes, less chaos, more respect, okay? More emotional stability, clearer structure. So this is what happens when you build on when you get trained. Your child may feel loved but not guided. Why? Because friendship does not enforce discipline. Friendship does not enforce discipline. So it doesn't create boundaries. Friendship does not create boundaries. Just my friend, you just tell your friend everything. That's what friends do. Okay? Friendship does not teach responsibility. So what teaches responsibility? What teaches boundaries? Their influence. That is why we say friendship is a tool. Is a tool. You can use this tool to teach boundaries, to teach influence, and not a relationship. That's okay. I'm my child friend. Oh, I'm not. I don't want to do any friend again. I don't need any friend. I'll make my children my friend. My children are my best friend. I will stay with them. We'll have conversations with your children and not your best friend. They are your children and you are their parents. So what friendship does not enforce discipline, doesn't create boundaries, it doesn't teach responsibility. So imagine having a friend, you're trying to teach them to be responsible, you're trying to. Friendship does not do that. What will do that is leadership. Leadership, and even though children resist structure in the moment, they deeply depend on it for emotional safety. Even though your children will resist structure, repel structure, but there is a need for them, that structure. So that's why permissive parenting is like walking without boundaries, that walking without walls, walking without. It creates chaos, it creates problem, a serious problem. So that is why our world is the way it is. That is why the world is the way it is, because of a lot of problems from parenting. Confusion, and we now raise cold children. We raise timid children. Why? Because we are confused. We don't even know the line. So that is why you need to be trained to get these things right. Okay? That is why, because you are supposed to do better than the last generation. Stop telling yourself that your parents did not get trained. So why should you be getting trained? You need to be trained. You need to be trained. And even though your children, they deeply depend on that for their emotional safety. So that is why you need training. A child without guidance is like a child without direction. A child without guidance, a child without like a building without fence. How do you think that building? How do you think that country? How do you think that world will be without fence? So that is what permissive parenting creates. It creates a world without boundaries, without fence. So permissive parenting is raising a child without guidance. So, and that will lead the child nowhere, no direction. The child goes everywhere. Like somebody used to say, everybody, just anything and everything will be involved with that child, which is not the kind of parenting you want to be involved with. You want to do a stewardship parenting. You want to steward each destiny that comes into your hand. You want to steward each destiny, each life that God gives you. Okay? So now what's possible? What's possible when parents embrace steward parenting? When parents embrace steward parenting, children begin to respect authority without fear. Children begin to respect authority without fear. They communicate without disrespect. Why? Because you have used your parenting, you have embraced that's your role as a steward. A steward is a strange person. A steward is someone that have grown in maturity, emotionally. A steward is not somebody that's okay, you just continue the way you are, come as you are, become a parent as you are. After all, you can carry a child for 9 months. After all, you can become a father, and you cannot remain like that. You have to grow. You have to learn. And there are systems, there are structure, there are accountability systems that have been set in place for you to do that. Okay? You learn to communicate without disrespect. They understand boundaries. Develop emotional stability, which is a core for every human being. Emotional stability. The lack of emotional stability is the reason why our society is the way it is. Emotional stability. Many homes, there are no in a lot of homes, there's no emotional safety. There's no emotional safety. So children struggle. The adults in the home struggle. So, but when you embrace steward parenting, you grow into responsibility. your children grow into responsibility. You as a parent, you grow and embrace your role as a steward. You embrace that role and then steward those destinies in front of you. And parents begin to experience less emotional chaos, clearer direction, stronger connection, more confidence in correction. Not because parenting became easier, but because it became clearer. But because parenting became clearer. So that is what steward parenting hands over to you. That is what you get when you train, when you get coached to do stewardship parenting. So that is what stewardship parenting is about. So here's the question I want every parent to sit with today after this class. Am I trying to be my child's best friend, or am I becoming the parent my child actually needs? Am I trying to become my child's best friend, or am I becoming, not trying to, are you becoming the parent your child actually needs? So are you forcing yourself, oh, you want to become, can't you make me happy? Oh, you be crying, let them tell you sorry. You have crying, oh, you did not see that I've been crying here. Your mother has been crying here since. You manipulate, you use manipulation. You just want to control. You want to use everything in you to control your parenting. But parenting is beyond that. Parenting is guidance. Parenting is leadership. A steward parent is a parent who stewards destiny. So I need you to ask yourself today, are you trying to make your child your friend, or you are becoming the parent your child actually needs? So all children actually need a kind of parent to guide them. So are you becoming that kind of parent? Are you becoming that kind of parent? Because your child will have many friends in life. Yes, your children will keep having friends in life because we are living in the world. Okay, but they only get one parent who is responsible for their formation. So are you becoming that parent? They get only one parent who is responsible for their formation. So are you becoming the parent who is ready to connect, who is ready to steward their destiny? Because the society will keep being the way it is if we don't do better. So I can imagine the kind of parent I would have become if I had not gone through this route. I used to be very cold. I used to be everything. Despite the fact that I love children, I really love children. But if I had not gone through this route, so the society will keep being the way it is. But your children get only one parent for their formation. So their friendship is beautiful. Friendship is beautiful. Connection is important. Trust is powerful. Okay? Friendship is very beautiful. But none of this can replace leadership. None of this. Friendship, connection, trust. A steward parent, I can be close without losing authority. I can be warm without losing structure. Yes, you can do all of this. I can be loving without losing guidance. This kind of parenting, not reactive, not confused, but grounded and deliberate. Then the Steward Tribal program is for you. Especially the Steward Tribal Accelerator 12-week program is for you. We are starting on the 1st of July, and it's just, guess how much it is, just 40,000 naira. You get to be in that structured accountability system. Okay, it is not the annual program. The annual program is something that gives you, but this one also is for your transformation. So I want every parent to embrace their stewardship role. Embrace stewardship parenting, because you keep doing parenting casually, you keep doing parenting, and then there's another person at the other end. There's a child at the other end that is taking the brunt of everything, all your confusion, all your misdirection. There's another person that is taking, but I need you to level up, to step up and become a steward parent, because that is what parenting is about. Parenting is about leadership. Parenting is about your ability to be able to lead yourself. So we are currently onboarding parents who are ready to raise emotionally secure children and build homes that are calm, homes that are peaceful, because parents need clarity and wisdom. Parents need clarity, a lot of clarity and wisdom. If you have clarity, you know when to say no without feeling guilty. You know when to be warm, when to be kind. You know when to put all of this in place. Okay, I'm not saying you should be. You should never. There's no place for being cold in parenting. There's no place for being cold at all in your parenting. So learning stewardship will guide you in knowing where all of this stands. So book your slot and join the Steward Tribals Accelerator Program. It's starting on the 1st of July, and then you get to get so many free gifts when you register for this 12-week program. It's just a 40,000 naira. Okay, so this one is going to be highly transformative, and I hope to see you in that community, because parenting is not about being liked. Parenting is not about being liked. It's about raising children who are led well. It's about raising children who are led well. I thank you all so much for being here with me till the end of this class. I really thank you and appreciate you, and I hope to see you registered in that by that 1st of July. Thank you all so much for being here. See you. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you once more. Bye. See you again same time next week.